My name is Tina Sursted. I am a proud member of the League of Women Voters Dakota County, and I would like to welcome you to the Independent School District 196 Candidate Forum this evening. As always, we want to remind you that the League of Women Voters Dakota County is a nonpartisan political organization that encourages informed participation in government, works to increase understanding of major policy issues, and influence policy through education and advocacy. We never endorse parties or candidates. And now, please let me introduce our moderator tonight, Lynn Lewis. Lynn is a trained moderator, an active member of the League, and a co-chair of the Voter Service Committee. We're honored to have Lynn moderating our forum tonight.
Thanks, Tina. Good evening, and on behalf of the League of Women Voters Dakota County, I'd like to welcome you to the second session of the District 196 School Board Candidate Forum. Thank you to the candidates for attending tonight. We'd like to thank the City of Rosemont for providing the facility to hold the forum and for recording it and making it available. The recording will also be shared with Egan TV and Town Square TV, so it'll be available to all parts of the district. The district will also post it to their website, as will League of Women Voters Dakota County. The League of Women Voters Minnesota and our local leagues conduct candidate forums to provide the public with an opportunity to hear candidates discuss the issues that are important to members of the public. The League is a nonpartisan organization that does not support or oppose any political party or candidate. The views expressed in each forum are those of the candidates, not those of the League of Women Voters. League of Women Voters Minnesota and our local leagues post complete, unedited recordings of the forums. Editing is authorized only for official media purposes. Excerpts or edited clips of candidate forums may not be used for partisan or political purposes. There are 10 active candidates running for 4 open seats on the District 196 School Board. All candidates were invited to participate, and 9 of them accepted our invitation. One candidate, Tressa Schulter, had a conflict and was invited to submit an opening statement, but one was not received. Unfortunately, another candidate, Craig Angramson, who had accepted our invitation to participate, had a personal issue arise about 2 hours ago, and he cannot be here tonight. Because of the large number of candidates, we've divided them randomly into 2 groups. Each group will participate in a forum session lasting about 75 minutes. The same questions will be asked of each group. We'll start the candidate forum with opening statements. Opening statements will be given in alphabetical order. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes for their opening. Closing statements will be in reverse alphabetical order, and each candidate will again have 2 minutes for their statement. The order of answering questions will be rotated randomly among the candidates. Candidates will have 1.5 minutes to respond to the questions. We ask the candidates to respect these time limits. We will also have 2 lightning round questions, with answers being restricted to 1 word. Responses will be in reverse alphabetical order and alphabetical order. Please note our timekeeper, who has a yellow 15-second card. There is also a stop sign that indicates you should conclude your sentence so we can move on to the next candidate. Some of the questions asked this evening were submitted to the League electronically. They were reviewed by League members and edited for clarity. In addition, some questions were drafted based on topics of interest that League members identified in the community. Because of time constraints, we're not able to ask all the questions that were submitted. This portion of the forum will conclude in about 75 minutes. So let's begin with opening statements. The order for opening statements will be Kim Bauer, Melissa Field, Jackie Magnuson, and Anna Williams. Kim?
Thank you. Thank you, League of Women Voters, for hosting us tonight, and to the School District 196 community for submitting comments and your sincere interest in learning more about the candidates and what we are for and about. Hello, friends and neighbors. My name is Kim Bauer. I am an 8-year resident of Apple Valley, a wife, a mother to two incredible children, elementary aged, and a small business owner. I'm a substitute teacher, an athlete, a leader in women's ministry, a fundraiser, a volunteer in our community, and beyond. And most importantly, I am an involved parent who is passionate about the education and well-being, not only for my own children, but for all the students in the district. They are the future of the communities that we live in, work in, and they deserve an education that prepares them to thrive, lead meaningful, purposeful lives, and become productive, involved members of society. I'm running for school board on the platform of three main priorities: improving student achievement, increasing parent and community involvement, and increasing transparency and accountability. Our students deserve to not only achieve, but excel in literacy, math, and science. I am here to be a strong voice for students, parents, and teachers in the district. Through meaningful conversations and effective communication, we can work together, parents, families, teachers, and 196 administration, to deliver our district's mission to help students reach their full potential. Let's keep the main thing, a quality education focused on high standards and excellence. I am Kim Bauer, and I look forward to your vote on or before November 7th. Thank you.
Melissa?
I as well would like to thank you for the opportunity to participate tonight in the forum. My name is Melissa Field, and I'm a 19-year resident of Lakeville and of the school district. My husband and I have raised two sons. One is currently a senior at Apple Valley High School. I recently retired as a police officer after 20 years, and I can't imagine a better way to serve my community than to stay active as a school board member. I have a vast range of experience on local and state-level nonprofit boards, in leadership positions during my career in law enforcement, and I've had the opportunity to teach young adults aged 14 to 20 years old in leadership, responsibility, good stewardship to their communities, all throughout the state as an Explorer Advisor through the Boy Scouts of America. I sincerely believe that my past experiences have helped prepare me for this next chapter in my life, and I'm excited to get to work as an ISD196 school board member so that we can focus on empowering parents to parent, ensuring teachers can teach, and that our students can travel on their path to success and excellence in a safe learning environment. Thank you.
Jackie?
Good evening. Thank you again, League of Women Voters, for hosting this. It's important that people pay attention, learn, and vote, because that's what makes our community best. I'm Jackie Magnuson, and it has been my privilege to work and serve our community for the past 34 years. I am a parent of 3 district graduates. I hold a master's degree in education, and I was a middle school teacher for 20 years, so I know how to work a room, especially middle school people. I bring a history of community involvement, encouraging and seeking out public input, along with a depth of knowledge of issues facing our schools. I have served on all the board committees. Of the 4 years I've been on the board, I've been board chair 15 years. I have served on all board committees as well as statewide committees with the Department of Education, and on the State and National School Boards Association Board of Directors. It was really exciting to be able to work in the central region for the National School Board Association, work with Iowa and Ohio and Wisconsin, and work with those states in wondering what's going on in their states and bringing that up to a national level. I'm also a super fan for football, hockey, basketball games, plays, concerts, robotics, tournaments, and anything else that our students are involved in. It's 196 pride. I believe together we can continue to grow. As I said, I seek out asking people for input in the community and feel like I have a good pulse on that, but I continue to believe together we can continue to grow this district and keep it number 1. Thank you.
And Anna?
Hi, I want to thank everyone that was able to put this together, the League of Women Voters, and I am extremely grateful to be here today and humbled by this entire experience. My husband and I moved to Eagan about 23 years ago. We raised 2 children. One is a sophomore in college, at the University of Minnesota, seeking a degree in mechanical engineering. And I have a daughter who is a senior at one of our high schools here in District 196. I have been a substitute teacher. Middle school was my sweet spot.
Love it.
Loved it. I have also been a paraprofessional, and I have been on site councils for both of my kids in their elementary and middle school. I and my son were actually on the Community Education Advisory Council, and so we got to hear about all the amazing opportunities that are offered to people within District 196 and outside through community ed. I've had the opportunity to work with alongside a lot of teachers, and am really impressed by the challenges that they face every day with the resources that they have and the breadth of students that they have and their experiences and what they are able to do and how they inspire our kids to do better and to be their best. I really strongly believe in the value of an excellent education. My husband and I moved here before we had kids. And we decided we wanted to live here because of the excellent education that District 186 could provide. From equity programs like targeted and early intervention, which is something that one of my kids actually needed, and also AP classes, advanced placement classes for gifted and talented. And so I'm just very grateful to be here. I'm excited. Just thank you.
Thank you, candidates. Now we'll proceed to questions. The response order for the first question will be Melissa, Jackie, Kim, and then Anna. And the first question is, outside of running for or serving on the school board, in what ways have you been involved in the district schools and in the community at large? Melissa?
So I have been involved not directly with one of the individual schools, but the community at large through Boy Scouts. My husband and I were den leaders at a young age. We also were assistant coaches for one of our sons growing up, and we tried to stay as participatory as we could, but it was very difficult for us because of our duties. Our son, especially, we were very fortunate with the fact that he was a studious child, and he appreciated his studies rather than going out and being a sports player. He appreciated his friendships, so we have more deeper relationships with children in the neighborhood rather than participation with the schooling in the local district. So, thank you.
Jackie?
In ways I've been involved outside of school district, I've almost made being a school board member a full-time job because there are a lot of things that you can go to during the day, during the week. So I'm very involved in continuing and learning about what other people are doing and what we can bring into District 196. I'm retired. I have 2 grandchildren. I'm very involved with their growth and development and what they like to do. As far as the community, when my kids were in high school, I was a dance mom. My girls were on Irishettes, so they always needed costumes made and stuff like that, and you were going around to that. When my son was in high school, he was in the marching band, and that took a lot of time as far as being a band mom. Recently, just being involved in my church and that kind of thing has been outside of my board duties. Thank you.
Kim?
Thank you. As a parent of 2 young kids, I haven't had all the opportunities that everyone here has had yet, but I do foresee having a lot more in the future. However, we definitely do make the rounds in the district. We've participated in a variety of community ed programs, from ECFE to sports to art to robotics, invention, camp invention, and more. We've been to ball games, the band and theater performances, and predict much more in the future. When my daughter was in kindergarten, I was the literacy volunteer at Greenleaf Elementary, And now, at my kids' school, I volunteer, attend parent organization meetings, and have been appointed to a building board. I'm also a substitute teacher where I work face-to-face with students and teachers and staff daily. While it's challenging work, it is an honor to support the individuals in the school in any way that I can. Outside of the district, I would also add that my kids are in dance and karate, all kinds of different sports, gymnastics. It changes from day to day. So we do attend many community events. We have friends who have organizations that I help to support and volunteer with. And of course, like all of us here in the district, my husband and I pay taxes that go into funding the district operations. Thank you.
Hannah.
I already mentioned that in my opening statement, but I have been a substitute teacher here in District 196, and I've had the opportunity to work at several middle schools and high schools and elementary schools, from kindergarten and second grade and fourth grade and fifth grade and sixth grade and seventh and eighth, freshmen and seniors. I think even some juniors in there. I have been on the site council for Black Hawk Middle School and for Deerwood Elementary School. I have attended ECFE classes with my babies when they were very, very young, and I just so appreciated the opportunity to meet with other parents and caregivers of young children. Let's see what else. I've gone to band and theater programs of my daughter's friends and of my daughter herself. I got to volunteer when my daughter was in middle school and in the theater there. Also attended other events like basketball and football when my daughter was in the cheerleading team. And let's see, I don't know, there's been a lot. So I just appreciate all the wonderful things that District 196 has provided for our family. It's been very diverse, very inclusive, and it's just been a wonderful experience.
The response order for the next question will be Jackie, Melissa, Anna, and Kim. And our next question is, what are 2 to 3 strengths of which this district can be proud, and why? Jackie?
This district has a lot to be proud of. The AAA philosophy that we talk about having excellent academics, athletics, and arts, we have exceeded in all of those. Talking about the AAA philosophy, it's not that we're making sure that every kid is going to be a hockey player at the NHL, but what do they have? What do they have to hang on to? What can they be good at school? Where can they find their passion and their success? And I think that's one of the biggest things that District 196 can be proud of. That is a big program for us. I think we can be proud of our fiscal management. Our fiscal management is transparent, accurate, and understandable. And we continue to record high achievement levels while our administration costs and our property taxes are comparatively low. We can also be, this is probably a little known fact, but we can also be really proud of the energy efficiency things that the district has worked for. And believe it or not, this school district is lower in average in electric use than any other school district around us. So we keep working on those. So some of the things that we don't put big billboards up or we don't see that stuff, that is really important. And I think those are the things that we can all be proud of. Plus that we've built a district that people want to come to and people want to work here. Thank you.
Melissa?
I believe a couple of strengths that the district has to offer is, one, a strong band program. My son has participated in the band program since he was able to. I believe that's 4th grade. He thoroughly enjoys playing the tuba, so we're thankful for that. Because of the great teachers and the parent participation, they have a strong program, and it's helped him excel through all the way up to All-State for that. The Future Cities program that was offered while he was in junior high is an excellent program, and I really appreciated the support that the instructors had for that as well. It really helped the kids have the ability to expand their minds, and for my son especially, helped him really explore the possibility of architecture as as a field of study after high school. So it really helps to expand upon what the basics are of learning in high school or our basic school studies. And then also the gifted and talented program and AP programs that we have in the district, I think are great to offer the kids to those that need the extra challenge to stay focused on school so that they don't lose touch with why they're at school, and that's to get a quality education. Thank you.
Anna?
I am very, very, very proud of the equity programs that District 196 offers, including their advanced placement for students that are looking for more of a challenge and who can even get college credit if they are able to pass their AP exams, and their early intervention, their targeted early intervention programs beginning in kindergarten. Both of my kids have benefited from these programs and have received amazing care and nurturing and passionate teachers who have wanted to see them succeed and have done everything they can to bolster them where they need it and to let them also kind of fly on their own a little bit. I'm very proud of the arts programs that are available here in our district. From the music teachers here in our schools and the theater program and band and choir. It's something for everyone, which I love about our district. And I think the district does a really good job of identifying great teachers to come work here. We have a lot to be proud of. It is a highly sought after district, so it is a great place to come live, to raise your family, and to teach here and to work here in the district.
Kim?
Thank you. My family and I moved here 8 years ago because we found that this was really a destination district, and there's really a lot to be proud of here. We appreciate the AAA philosophy as well, the athletics, arts, and achievement. That was a big deal for us when we moved in, and we had neighbors always touting how wonderful the neighborhood was and the schools are, so that was really exciting when we moved here. I do see a lot of awards coming across when I'm at school board meetings and that sort of thing that just come across, so the district's doing a really great job and taking care of their students and making sure that they have great opportunities. I think we have more opportunities here in 196 than most school districts have available. Teachers, of course, our teachers are top-notch teachers. I appreciate the AP and the PSEO programs. My kids aren't there yet, but I've heard lots of great things about them. So a lot of community programs. I already mentioned the community ed earlier. And the special ed services are really great, as far as I'm aware as well. My daughter does have a speech IEP, so I've been able to use those services here in the district as well. I think it's great that the district is able to take care of our the mental health of our students as well. I know that there's been a lot more input into that, so I appreciate those opportunities and everything the district has to offer. Research does show that the extent to which schools nurture positive relationships with families and vice versa makes all the difference in students' achievement. So, thank you.
The response order for the third question will be Kim, Anna, Melissa, and Jackie. And our third question is, where does the district have the most room for improvement? What policies or procedures would you like to change to accomplish these improvements? Kim?
Okay, thank you. All right. I think given the decline we've seen in math, science, and reading scores, this, according to the Minnesota report card from the Department of Education, we should focus on a return to academic excellence. And I think a key to achieving this is to seek input from teachers about the challenges they face, their ideas for improving outcomes, and making sure teachers have support that they need to deliver on our district's promise of helping students reach their full potential. And as I've shared before, research shows that the extent to which schools nurture positive relationships with families and vice versa makes all the difference in students' achievement. And I will work for increased parent and community involvement to ensure diverse viewpoints are represented, respected, and reflected in the district's plans. Thank you.
Anna?
Hi, thank you for that question. I think that, well, there's one thing that I'd really like to see. I would really like to see student representation on our school board. I think it's time. We have 5 different high schools, and we have all adults up here. And although I think that is fantastic that we have a breadth and diversity of experiences as adults, I think we are missing some very important perspectives from students who are really on the ground and have direct experiences and can provide insight on policies that are impacting their education experience. So I think there's an opportunity there. I also would like to see increased as a person who has a communications background, I'd like to see us improve our communication a little bit. When looking at our district website, we talk about great things that we do. I think that there is information that could be readily, easily available and pushed out to families. And also, if I need to pull that information, I can get the information I need right away without having to click 3 or 4 times in. And I'd like to see better, improved communication just from our school level, which I think our schools are actually doing well. But I think district-wide, what are some of the policies that are coming out and some of the changes? So I'd like to see some improved communication. But there's always opportunity to improve our communication.
Melissa?
Well, this is a difficult question because it might be what came first, the chicken or the egg type of a question. But I think maybe the best would be to address classroom disruptions and applying the policies that have been set forth. Now, I know that some state statutes and mandates might be applied, and I would have to look further into that. But I think we know that most parents work hard to raise their kids to know the difference between right and wrong. So we know it's a small number of kids that cause the majority of the problems, but it's getting worse. Teachers are not parents, but they are the adults, and the kids need to look to adults for consistency, guidance, and safety. But now teachers are reporting that they're feeling unsafe in school as well. So how do we solve it? We certainly don't remove school resource officers, but that's a topic for another day. We start with transparency. Everyone will know children and staff will be held to an expectation of high excellence with no exceptions. We'll be firm but fair. Students need to see discipline applied consistently and equally regardless of race or sex. Support of our educators. Bad behavior steals teaching time. Teachers should be unafraid and supported for upholding behavioral standards. And safe classrooms for everyone. Students from chaotic homes often lack structure, accountability, consistency, and discipline. Let's show them that we care enough about their success in the future by helping them end their bad behavior today. Thank you.
Jackie?
Thank you. This is front of mind and topic because this is a district, a policy that we're working on right now and have been for the last couple of years. Our reading scores have not been where district wants them to be or where teachers want them to be, and they're not happy about that. So last year we did a study and we gathered information from students, families, teachers, staff, and administrators to provide the administration where to go and what they think we could do. Since then, you've heard about the READ Act that they passed in St. Paul, and we feel like we need to work with urgency. And this summer, we've had all of our elementary school teachers trained under a screening tool called FastBridge to give us a much clearer idea of what students know, where they're going, and what they're doing. In January of 2024, the state will put out new curriculums that have been vetted through the state, and so we will be looking at those and getting those on board as soon as possible. District 196 has a lot to be proud of, but it's okay to say sometimes and stand back and go, this isn't where we are. This isn't who we are, and this isn't what we are, and we need to stop, retool, and regroup, and that's what we're doing with the literacy program. So thank you.
Okay, let's break things up by going to a lightning round. We'll ask you a question that requires a one-word answer, just one word. We'll proceed in reverse alphabetical order, beginning with Anna, and then going to Jackie, Melissa, and Kim. And our lightning round question is, do you agree with the state's new policy to provide free breakfast and lunch to all students? Anna?
Absolutely.
Jackie?
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Thank you. And now we'll resume our regular questioning. The response order for the fourth question will be Anna, Jackie, Kim, and Melissa. And the fourth question is, the combined $493 million bond referendum passed by the voters in May is the largest successful one in the history of Minnesota. How can you assure residents that you are qualified to oversee the budget and use the money wisely? Anna?
Having worked for a Fortune 25 company and working with the finance department specifically on communications, I have an understanding of how money gets allocated and what that money is used for, and how, even in my own area and leading in an area in a specific department, managing my own budget. And so I do have budget experience. And yes, $493 million is a lot. It is absolutely a lot of money, and we should be responsible in our spending of it. But how do you do it with anything else? You take a bite at a time. Just like you eat a whale, you take a bite at a time. It seems like a big number. It is manageable. You make sure you ask questions. You make sure that we have documentation where the money is being spent. You make sure that you are getting information in a timely manner so that you can make informed decisions. And you don't agree to something until all of your questions have been answered. The reality is that there are 7 people on the school board, and so no one person has any complete control or power in that way, as it should be. It should be collective voices.
Jackie?
The best thing that we have right now is Mark Stotts, who was the Director of Finance, is now been put in that place as on special assignment to oversee that whole operation. And Christopher has moved up, and he will be the finance director. Mark has probably one of the best minds about money in the state of Minnesota, especially about school finance. He's got between 35 and 50 committees underneath him working on what are we going to do. We need one person to funnel that into and then bring it to the board. The board can then look at things that make sense. We're not going to be looking at, should we do brick at this building or in what color? That isn't in our role. But making sure that everything is tied up, everything is secure. We have, and I have no questions and qualms about this at all. Our finance department has gotten awards for being transparent. You can see anything you want to see on the website. And so I've got all confidence that this will be a great project. And in 5 or 6 years' time, when everything is done, we'll go, wow, that was a lot. So thank you.
Kim?
Thank you. We have one of the largest districts in the state, soon to be third. District finances are important and complex. I'll be a new board member, so there's going to be a lot to learn. But I'm a quick study, and I'm a business owner. And I will bring my full focus to the business of the district to make sure that I'm helping make the best budget decisions for our schools, whether that's about the bond, staffing, facilities, teacher resources, or any other aspect of our district to make sure that we're delivering on our promise of helping all students reach their full potential. Following up on plans and budget will ensure accountability, that we are achieving what we hoped for. With a background in interior design, I do wish we were choosing the colors of the bricks. I understand the importance of facilities needing to be well-maintained, kept up to date, safe and secure, and that they need to include all the tools and technology to accommodate the growing size of our district. So I definitely agree with this bond and anything that will provide students with the ability to learn. Teachers to teach and offer opportunities for community to engage with students is a plus in my book. So we will definitely work on the transparency and making sure that the bond is used for all these great things. Thank you.
Melissa?
I served as a treasurer on 2 nonprofit boards, and I was responsible for a large budget as a supervisor for one of the units that I was in charge of as a police officer. So I have experience with dealing with a checkbook, essentially. I think also just to reiterate what's already been said, is that I think when you have numerous board members that are acting as a balance and check system, it's great to have that oversight for each other and just the checking, everybody checking to make sure that we're all on track and holding each other accountable. Plus, all of the information is public information anyway, and that is great to be able to guarantee transparency and accountability for the board.
The response order for the fifth question will be Anna, Jackie, Melissa, and Kim. And the fifth question is, endorsements of candidates for school board have become more commonplace in recent years. Could you tell us by whom you have been endorsed and why you sought this endorsement? Anna?
Thank you for that question. I have been honored and humbled to receive the endorsement from the Dakota County United Educators group. I sought their endorsement first and foremost because a huge population of the staff at District 186 is made up of teachers. And so it is really important to be open and to listen to the needs of teachers, since they are very big stakeholders. And so I sought that endorsement first and foremost to develop a relationship, as I know that, again, we have to listen to all stakeholders and listen to all points of views and perspectives and experiences, and teachers are one of them. I also have been seeking endorsement from other groups. I am not able to say who they are yet, since decisions have not been publicly announced. But I'm very excited to be part of that process, and I think it's a wonderful example of our democracy. We all have opportunities, or we're all able to seek out endorsements from individuals and groups, and that's what makes our democracy work. So, thank you.
Jackie?
I've been proud to be endorsed by the Dakota County United Educators. We have 2,000 teachers in our district, and I am proud to say that they still endorse me and appreciate what we have collectively built together, a collegial conversation where problems don't become problems because we talk them through. So I'm proud of that. Thank you.
Melissa?
I have been, I don't know if endorsed is the correct term or if they use recommended, but the Minnesota Parents Alliance approached me or contacted me. I read through their bio, and I believe that they have stakeholders that would consider themselves on both sides of the aisle, and I feel that they understand what it really truly means to consider all children and to treat everybody fairly as human beings. So I was proud when they agreed to recommend me on their website. I was also approached by the Dakota County Educators Union, but I did decline to be screened by them, is the term that they used. And I, as being a past union member and also sitting on a couple union boards in the past, I have a personal conflict with that. I don't think that school board members who are nonpartisan should be seeking endorsement from unions. So that's my personal opinion on that. Thank you.
Kim?
Thank you. Yes, I don't have any official endorsements either. I am also recommended by the Minnesota Parents Alliance, and there's a logo. It's called the FAIR logo. So both are nonpartisan associations that have recommended me, and I do have some other feelers out as well for further recommendations. I'm not seeking endorsements because I do know that the school board is a nonpartisan position, and I think it should remain that way. However, I do think that there is more of a groupthink mentality on our current school board, and I would like to be a stronger voice for the parents and for the students and the teachers as well, and more community members in District 196. Thank you.
The response order for the sixth question will be Melissa, Kim, Jackie, and Anna. And the sixth question is, what do you see to be the difference between equality and equity? Which should be a goal for the district and why? Melissa?
Well, I believe the difference between equality and equity is that I believe that we're all simply equal. There's nobody here that is worth any more or any less than the next person sitting next to me or anyone that walks through the door. I believe that we need to begin with equality and then we can work with equity. I believe that all children deserve an equal right to the same education. There are children that do need extra help to get to the same level as other children or to what the state has set as an acceptable standard. And that's where equity comes in. And we get to that point by offering those children extra resources. We give them tutors, we give them mentors, we give them mental health professionals if they need it. That's how we address equity.
Kim?
And that's how we get to the goal of meeting both of those. So thank you.
Kim?
Thank you. I think that equality is an equal opportunity, but it doesn't always mean the equal outcome. And equity is, in my opinion, it's more lowering standards so that everyone achieves. And, you know, we all have our own skills and abilities. So I'm just going to say this, that the achievement gap is a persistent challenge. And we've seen how test scores have continued to decline. These scores continue to decline on all demographics and not just certain groups. That's why one of my main priorities is to refocus on the fundamentals, strong literacy, math, and science skills, especially literacy, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. This is at the heart of learning all subjects, and so this needs to be emphasized in order for all students to have an academic success, and really for them to be successful in life. And that's, to me, that's equality. Also, research shows that students do better in school when they have at least one parent or guardian that's involved or engaged in their academic experience. So I think there's an opportunity for us to increase and be intentional about the parent involvement as well, because we just want to help our students to improve their academic success overall for all students. Thank you.
Jackie?
I like the words be intentional. And I think when we're looking at equality and equity, what is it that we're talking about? We're going to teach everybody to do math. We're not giving them all, we probably aren't giving them all the same book because we're not all coming in at the same level or at the same place. So where is the equity and where is the equality? We're teaching them all to read, to do math, but because we've got kids here and kids there and kids there, we need to have be intentional with equality of how we're helping students find their place. So I think that's where I would go, and that's where I would start, and say that we work on this all the time. And sometimes it gets into muddy words that people don't quite know what we're talking about. But we want all kids to be connected in our schools, all kids to feel safe and secure, all kids to be treated equally and with equality. So, thank you.
Anna?
Hi. This is my favorite subject as
Yes.
a diversity, equity, and inclusion practitioner. I work with a lot of different organizations and CEOs and C-suites about how do we define equity and what do we mean when we're talking about equity. And sometimes there's some confusion out there. And that's unfortunate. We're not always good at, we sometimes come up with our own ideas or what we think
words.
something is. Equity is providing the resources that people need to be successful. And so that could be an AP program, advanced placement. That could be targeted early intervention. That could be special education. That could be creating a door that opens up with just pressing a button instead of having to use your body. That's what equity is. Equality is providing the same resources so that everyone has something equal. And so our education system, public school, is an equality idea. Everyone can be in our public school systems for K through 12 education. So that is what equality is. We don't treat everybody the same way, meaning if I shake your hand, I have to shake your hand, I have to shake your hand. It means that we treat people the way they want to be treated.
Thank you. Let's go to a second lightning round question. Remember, we're looking for a one-word answer. We'll proceed in alphabetical order, beginning with Kim, then proceeding to Melissa, Jackie, and Anna. Our next lightning round question is, do you support media specialists making the decision as to which books are available in the school? Kim?
I'm going to say no.
Yes. Sorry, I went out of
No,
order.
you're fine.
Sorry, I went out of order.
Melissa?
Yes.
Jackie?
Yes.
And Anna?
Yes, my apologies.
Thank you. And now we'll go back to our regular programming. The response order for our next question will be Jackie, Melissa, Kim, and Anna. And our next question is, as a school board member, how would you respond to parents' concerns about what is being taught in or left out of classrooms? Jackie?
Thank you. In 196 right now, what I would do is get in touch with that parent, have a conversation, and what is it that you think is being left out? Let me know what it is. What are the facts that we're looking at? Then I would go to the district office, talk to the superintendent. I think this would be time to bring in the superintendent, people from teaching and learning, maybe the director, maybe the principal. The first thing I might ask them, have you gone to your principal? Have you talked about this? Do you know that this is true for a fact? But we have no problem answering people, what is your question? What is being taught or what is being left out? Let's look at it together and see what it is that you think is being left out or what is being taught that you disagree with. And we have different kinds of forms and rubrics and different kinds of ways that we can help put those things in motion if somebody thinks that something needs to be left out. So, thank you.
Melissa?
I'm reading this as an opt-in or opt-out question. So that's how I'm going to answer it. Yeah. Do I think that parents? Do I think that parents should have the option of asking about what has been introduced into the classroom? Yes, they should absolutely have access to that information. The school should be 100% transparent about it, and there shouldn't be delay. Now, that doesn't mean that a teacher needs to stop doing what they're doing for the day to respond to that parent, but it should be within a timely fashion. A parent should also have the opportunity to say, no, I don't want my child to participate in that in a timely fashion, but that information needs to be available to parents to be able to have that opportunity to pull their children if that's the case. Is it an opt-in or an opt-out question? That's difficult to say. Not every school is offering controversial topics, so I think that's a difficult question to answer. So.
Kim?
Thank you. It is a state law that parents do have access to see what the curriculum is in the student's classroom. I fully support parents' rights when it comes to their kids' education, and I would advocate for parental involvement in district decisions, especially those that relate to the curriculum. That's part of why I'm running for school board, to increase parent and community involvement in the district decisions. We've seen how there's been a breakdown in trust between the administration and the community, so I think we have an opportunity to strengthen this relationship. Trust can be established through consistent communication between the school, the teacher, and the family about what the student is learning in their class. With technology and the various platforms of communication that are available, parent and teacher communication shouldn't be a stumbling block for our students. As I've said before, I firmly believe the foundation for student success begins with academic achievement. If the benchmarks literacy, math, and science are not being met, the parent has the right to view and discuss the materials being used in the classroom. Thank you.
Anna?
Thank you for that question. So one of the things that I often practice and teach and work with other executives is active listening. And so I think that one of the biggest roles a school board member can play is seeking to understand when a parent or someone else in the district has a concern about the curriculum or what is being taught. Active listening requires, what are the facts? What am I hearing factually from that person? What am I hearing that they value? That's really important. And what is the emotion that I'm hearing from that? Because usually we lead with how we feel. And acknowledging and understanding all those three things are really important in order to help facilitate conversations that are productive and come to solutions. And so also understanding that we have 29,000 students in our school district across 3 different cities and 33 schools. That's a lot. And so even the idea of responding in a quick manner can be difficult depending on how many questions you're getting. But I am committed, because this has happened to me, I am committed to making sure that I respond and that I find out what actually is the challenge and the opportunity and listen and connect and try to come to some solutions. I will also say this, parents have the right to choose to say if they don't want their child to read a particular book in any school. That's always been the policy.
The response order for the 8th question will be Anna, Kim, Jackie, and Melissa. And our 8th question is, how do you plan to address the challenges posed by technology, such as cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and digital privacy? Anna?
Well, so this is an interesting question for a board member to answer, a school board. We are not responsible for the administration of the daily things in the school at the school level. Our responsibility is to advise, to ask questions, to make sure that we are governing budget spending, and to pass policies that provide excellent education and safe and welcoming schools for our students. So my responsibility is also to ask and to provide what is our strategy behind that, right? What are some gaps? Who are we talking to? Who are we benchmarking? That's my responsibility, and that's how I plan to address that.
Kim?
Thank you. So the school board is the governing body of District 196, responsible for developing policy to ensure the proper care, management, and control of district affairs, and supporting the mission of educating our students to reach their full potential. So I love what the Apple Valley schools have been doing. They've removed technology from the classroom. I think as a board, we can be the governing body for the entire district to put those policies into place. And of course, just part of safety in general, just making sure that our systems are all secure. Other than that, I think that if things are not, if it's not focused on education and making sure that our kids are able to read, we can probably dismiss some of those things until the students are ready for them too. Thank you.
Jackie?
We have a lot of policies around technology, around the use of technology. We train kids from the time they get a device through high school of what to do with their devices, what not to do with their devices. We talk a lot about cybersecurity with kids, what you can put out on the internet, what you shouldn't put out on the internet. I mean, and that's down into the elementary grades. I'm not sure anybody has a handle yet on AI. And that will be, I mean, I've been in conferences where they've talked a lot about it and are saying, get ready, and I'm, okay, we'll get ready when we have a better understanding of what that is going to do. But the cybersecurity, the digital privacy, and I would say the other piece about technology that we have problems with in schools is just Facebook or whatever people are using to now have a war with this kid and this kid outside of school, and then that comes into school. So it's not necessarily a policy that the board could change, or anything the board could change with a policy, but it is one of the problems that we have. So we do work, like I said, work on policies that we can do and that are working for the district and for our students, and that continues to evolve.
Melissa?
Well, I think those, so I'm unsure if every school hands out the iPads for the homework and such, but I do know that there are programs out there that can be installed on the iPads that essentially lock it down so that they can only be used for what they are meant to do, and that's to help the kids with homework. In my mind, there's no reason why kids should have the extra bells and whistles, if you will, that go along with it. Why do you need to put Facebook or Snapchat or other social media platforms on them to be used for unintended purposes? If kids need the internet for doing research, for papers and what have you, those can also be used with certain parental controls that the school can implement on the iPads to be used to help control those types of situations. That would certainly help with a lot of the security issues. As far as AI goes, I think it's a lot of uncharted territory for everybody, and it's an ever-evolving instrument that can be beneficial, but it can also be extremely harmful. So there's going to be more to come on that, fortunately and unfortunately.
The response order for the 9th question will be Kim, Anna, Melissa, and Jackie. And our 9th question is, what differentiates you from the other candidates and/or board members? Kim?
Thank you.
I'm an involved mother, a business owner, a substitute teacher, a leader in my community. I'm also a strategic thinker, creative problem solver, active listener, and as an athlete, a very natural team player. I'm equipped with the necessary skills to make meaningful contributions to the district and will use every tool in my tool belt to keep laser focused on my top 3 priorities: student achievement, parent and community involvement, and transparency and accountability in the budget and curriculum. Thank you.
Anna?
Thank you. I am a biracial Black woman who was born and raised in Minnesota. I have 2 very different parents who come from very different cultures and was raised under that household. And so I had the opportunity to experience diversity in a way that not everyone has the opportunity to have that. And I really feel like that's prepared me to be more interculturally competent and to work with others and try to understand people's perspectives and their experiences and their understanding. I am certified in diversity, equity, inclusion from the University of Minnesota. And I do work with executives, and I actually know what executives are most concerned about is hiring and retaining diverse talent, not just racially diverse talent, but all kinds of diverse talent to really meet the needs and challenges of companies and business. And so we need to keep improving on our understanding and working with different cultures and different experiences and how to be more respectful with each other and how to treat each other with dignity that we all deserve regardless of our background. And so that we can become productive community members and be effective in whatever we decide to do.
Melissa?
As an involved parent, I've seen what it looks like for a child to be actively involved and interested in their schoolwork. I've seen what hard work and dedication of teachers in the district looks like prior to, during, post-COVID. But as a police officer, I think it puts me in a unique position because I've seen people at their very lowest in their life. I've seen children who have been involved in that as well, but I've also seen people at the best moments of their life. I've seen kids struggling with suicidal ideations, and I've seen kids with tears in their eyes as they've graduated from the Explorer program and getting accepted to their first job in law enforcement. I've seen mental health professionals struggling to help these children and parents try to work together as a cohesive family, and been able to see them walk along in their journey. I've seen teachers that are struggling in the classroom, at home in their own personal lives, and then with other people's children, and trying to, keep them to be, or treat them to be as their own as well. So I have a very unique situation in that way, is that I've seen a little bit of everything. So thank you.
Jackie?
Thank you. My experience comes from the classroom all the way through to the boardroom. And all of our teachers, all of our students, everyone, regardless of their background, beliefs, indifference to their abilities, their socioeconomic status, or identity that they are given, we need to make sure that they are given the opportunities to succeed. I've watched my kids. I don't have kids currently in school. They've all graduated. But I stand at the end where you can look backwards and see what worked. You can look forward now as I watch my grandchildren and see how different it is now than when my kids were in school. I enjoy immensely going to things and watching students, hearing about the robotics program, the Iron Maidens in Apple Valley. And I think those are the things that differentiate me from other people. I have that ability to be able to see from the classroom to the boardroom, and having the length of time of experience on the board, that I think that differentiates me from a lot of people. So thank you.
And we're coming to our last question. Everybody take a sigh. And the order of response for the last question will be Melissa, Anna, Jackie, and Kim. And our last question is, what role does equity and diversity play in public schools? Describe how you would provide a quality education for a diverse student population. Melissa?
Well, as I stated before, I believe equity comes in after the opportunity to treat all of the children equal is already there. So by bringing in the resources that are needed to assist children and to provide them with the education that they need to be successful. I think that we already have a very diverse base of students, and that can be found on the Minnesota education website. The statistics that are kept for every school in the state. I think as long as we continue to provide a quality education, we're going to be a destination. I mean, this area continues to grow. The district, while there are issues that need to be worked out with bringing up our math and reading and science scores, graduation rate needs to increase. This is an area that continues to increase in population. We do have a safe community, and the schools are above average. So I believe those are aspects that will continue to increase diversity here.
Anna?
Yeah, I think I've done a good job already of explaining what equity is. So equity, again, is providing people the resources that they need on an individualized basis and sometimes a group basis so they can be successful. As far as diversity in public schools, diversity is an unlock. When we have diverse experiences and perspectives and opinions and education, like the 4 people that are up here right now, we can uncover different opportunities and we can co-create better solutions. Companies know this already. They know when they have a more diverse workforce that they outperform other companies, that they are more innovative in their solutions. We need to know how to work with those diverse perspectives, not just racial diversity. We're talking about age, we're talking about politics, we're talking about experiences. That is the unlock, and that's the challenge. And so I see diversity playing a huge role as we continue to bring in more diverse teachers, more diverse students. We need to know how to navigate each other effectively, respectfully, and engage with each other so we can come to solutions and take care of our children and be in the business of providing an excellent education. And we also need to focus on reading, like Jackie said. We want all of our students in Minnesota to be reading at grade level or above grade level. Mediocre isn't enough. We don't want to just be above average. We want to be the best state and the best district in Minnesota for all our students.
Jackie?
I love the question. Describe how you would provide a quality education for a diverse student population, and we do that every day in 196. We talk a lot about mirrors and windows. You've got a mirror. Do these people look like me? You got a window. Can I see other people that are doing things that look like me? One thing that we've got that would be really proud, if you haven't seen it, you should go look it up. It's the Native American unit that we have in 2nd grade and in 5th grade, and it is so very powerful. The Lieutenant Governor came out last year and watched. We've got books written by, Ojibwe, we've got artifacts, we've got all kinds of things that are involving students. So it's a mirror. I see myself in this book, and I'm Ojibwe. So it's all kinds of things that create that quality education for a diverse student population. And we'll keep on working.
Kim?
Thank you. Diversity makes the world go round. I love traveling, and I think it's really important to get to know other students and cultures. And I also believe that diversity isn't just color; it is culture. It's you said religion. It's a lot of different things. So, and I do think sometimes that gets lost in the wording, but. I just think that we need to continue to focus on the fact that we do have declining test scores, and it's across all demographics, and it's not just certain groups, as I've said before. So again, focusing on the fundamentals of strong literacy and academic success. These students, no matter who they are or where they come from, are going to be members of our future cities that we live in. So I think it's very important to embrace and learn about who each other are, and yeah, and I think that's what we need to do, just focus on the basics, and I think the rest kind of comes along with it through the relationships. Thank you.
And that now brings us to closing statements. Candidates will each have 2 minutes. Closing statements will be in reverse alphabetical order, beginning with Anna and then proceeding to Jackie, Melissa, and Kim. Anna?
Okay, thank you so much. I believe everyone wants our students to receive an excellent education in safe and welcoming school environment where they are cared for, they are nurtured, and loved for who they are. I believe public education is the cornerstone of our nation's democracy, and it should provide all students with the skills and abilities needed to reach their full potential and become informed and engaged community members and leaders, regardless of their race, spiritual beliefs, gender, orientation, economic background, or citizenship status. I believe that kindness has a rippling effect, and that we each have a responsibility to use our individual talents and privileges to help others, and that changing the world starts here With each relationship we have the opportunity to make with somebody else, with developing meaningful, authentic, and trusting relationships with each other. We have to close the polarizing gap. We have to learn to listen and talk to each other with respect and dignity. We have to understand that barriers do exist for many students and families, and that if we come together collectively and work together, we can actually remove those obstacles and we can co-create solutions that realize a better future for all our students. We are a very, very wealthy district. You can see that in how we pass levies and bonds. You can see that with how well we pay our teachers. Of course, we can always pay our teachers more, but that would be a personal opinion. I wouldn't quote me on that. And we also have families and students that are struggling. And we have an opportunity here to come together and do better. We can always do better. Each and every one of us that are up here, regardless if we get on the school board or not, we have a responsibility to our community and to our families and to our students. Thank you.
Jackie?
Education is a universal right. It is the cornerstone of a prosperous and equitable society. That is why it's critical that educating our students to reach their fullest potential, to achieve their infinite possibilities, is so crucial. We are a district that is renowned for outstanding achievement in academics, award-winning arts and performance, top-notch athletes. That is the result of our collective effort as a community. And this is the collective effort and shared vision of providing our kids with the best education possible that brings us here tonight. I am so proud to have served on this board for the last 34 years and ask for your support to continue. We always work better. We always do better. We always look for continuous improvement at every turn. And that's what's kept us one of the best school districts in the state. We are number 3. By the way, and we all work hard to do better. Every classroom teacher works hard to do better. So I'd ask for your support. If you need any more information, you can go to jackie4for196.com. And thank you for the privilege of serving for the last 34 years, and thank you for your consideration and your vote.
Melissa?
In closing, I'd like to say I'm proud of the educators we have in 196. My son's success can be attributed to their professionalism and their caring instruction. But I do think we have fallen into complacency. Complacency goes against everything that I have ever known. It allows for dangerous ideas and actions to infiltrate what we've worked so hard to do for so long. Parents, please empower yourself to do what's best for your kids. You know them. You know what's best for them. Teachers, please expect nothing less than excellence from your students. They're worth it, and you deserve it for the hard work that you do. Let's all work together to keep our kids safe and keep them on the path to excellence that we know that they can make. Thank you for your time. Please vote for Melissa Field on or before November 7th. Thank you.
Kim?
Thank you. Thank you again, League of Women Voters and ISD196 constituents, for your time and interest in my campaign. I believe that obstacles are opportunities, and I am excited to rise to the challenge of cultivating a culture of student, parent, teacher, community engagement, and trust. While on the board, I promise to listen to all perspectives and be a strong voice that will reflect the diverse opinions of all the members of our community, especially parents, to ensure that each of you are represented, respected, and reflected in the district's plans. I will keep the main thing, student academic achievement. To support student success, I will seek input from teachers about the challenges they face, their ideas for improving outcomes, and make sure teachers have the support they need to deliver on our district's promise of helping students reach their full potential. What you will receive from me is focus, transparency, integrity, and a strong commitment to building positive relationships within the district. For more information, you can visit kim4education.org. Thank you for voting for Kim Bauer on or before November 7th to keep student academic achievement the #1 priority. Thank you.
The League of Women Voters, Dakota County, would like to thank everyone for participating in our forum. We'd especially like to thank our candidates for being part of the democratic process by running for office and for being willing to serve our community. Remember, this is only one half of the District 196 candidate forum. Please tune in to the other half. The League of Women Voters also researches issues important to our members and to the health of our communities. If you're interested in finding out more about what we do and how you can make a difference, please visit us at lwvdakotacounty.org. You can find more information about voting and candidates at mnvotes.org and at vote411.org. Again, thanks for viewing, and remember to vote by November 7th.